Pace explains, out of her mouth and into your brains.
Hi, I'm Pace, and today I'm going to explain happiness. Here are my top 3 tips for living a happier life. Number 1, make a down plan when you're up. When you're feeling down, sometimes it's just random crap that strikes you in the mood. In those cases, you can cheer yourself up without any ill effects. And to do that, you need to make a down plan when you're up. When you're feeling down, you don't feel like cheering yourself up. But when you are feeling happy, you can think about things that cheer you up. Here's my list. Then you make a habit of, when you're feeling down, try doing something on your list for just 5 minutes. And if it cheers you up, then ta-da! Number 2, the curse of the 7s. So rate your happiness on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being miserable and 10 being delirious with joy all the time. A lot of people oscillate, but a lot of times people get stuck in this plateau at around 7 or even 8. And the thing is that happiness is relative, and you can convince yourself that you are fine, thanks, or that you're actually doing good. At a 7 or an 8, yeah, I'm good. But you can be very wrong about how happy you actually are. When you think you're at a 7, you're probably wrong. You are probably at a 5, a 4, or a 3, and you've just recalibrated your scale to say, oh, I'm fine. Things aren't so bad. Things are like a 7. Humans have a huge capacity to recalibrate their happiness scales. And that's wonderful because it means that we can not decide to kill ourselves when we're trapped in really shitty circumstances. But it also means that we can get stuck in complacency. So if you find yourself rating your happiness at around a 7, might be time to take a closer look and see if there is more room for improvement than you think. And tip number 3 is there are 3 different types of happiness. And people conflate them all and call them all happiness, but they're importantly different. The first type of happiness is fun. When you do something that you enjoy, you say, wee, this is fun, I'm enjoying this. But if it leaves you with a sense of feeling empty at the end, then it was just fun. Just the first kind of happiness, and not anything deeper. My canonical example of this is Bejeweled. When I play Bejeweled, I have fun. I enjoy playing it. And afterwards, I'm like, that was a complete waste of my life. And that brings me to the second type of happiness, which is fulfilled. Fulfilled is being in the state of flow. When you feel like time passes you by, but you're in the flow. You're enjoying what you're doing. You kind of forget that you're even there. When you're doing your best work, you can get into a state of flow. When you're doing some kind of physical activity that you really enjoy, or a creative activity that you really enjoy, you can get into that flow state. And then when you're done, if you look back and you say, that was really fulfilling, then that's the second kind of happiness. That is feeling fulfilled. But there's a third type as well, and that's what I call aligned. And this type of happiness is when you are aligned with your purpose. When you are doing something that you find not only fulfilling, but deeply meaningful. When you feel like you're doing what you were put on this earth to do. That's the third type of happiness. That is the deepest and most meaningful kind of happiness. It makes you the happiest and it lasts the most. Feeling aligned can carry you through the tough times because you know that you are doing something that is deeply meaningful to you. And that can provide you with happiness even when you're going through a rough spot. So if you are having fun, great. And look for some fulfillment. And if you're feeling fulfilled, great. And look even deeper and see if you can find alignment. Another word for alignment is being on your path. The tricky thing about happiness is that if you try to chase happiness, then you end up not finding it. It slips out of your grasp at the last minute. But if you try to chase meaning, if you try to follow your path, then you will find things that are fun and fulfilling and aligned. And that is what I call true happiness. And for that very reason, I am putting together a class called Pathfinding Class that will teach you how you can find your path. I've taken the best of what I've learned from my pathfinding coaching practice and found the top 3 things that help my clients the most to find their path. And I've taken those 3 things and distilled them into a class, and now I would like to teach you the same so that you can find a path that is fun and fulfilling and aligned. Click on the link below and I'll tell you all about it. This has been Pace Explains Happiness. What would you like me to explain next time?
Pace explains, out of her mouth and into your brains.